All right, folks, Monday, 4 p.m. Take a look at these markets. They're rocking. If you're a home team fan, check it out. Dow up 500 points today. That's up 70. NASDAQ up 300 across the board. Gold up. Wow. Take a look at that
good,
gold.
thank you.
You see that number? That gold, $174, almost $175 higher per ounce. Every single little ounce up $175. VIX down is good. Oil down is even better. Crypto markets, you had a big bounce early today in Bitcoin. Bitcoin up to almost 111,000. That's a nice move up in Bitcoin across the board. Well, Ethereum backed off a touch. I don't know why. Bitcoin is the only one that really survived that one. Again, Bitcoin's a good $20,000 off the all-time high. All right, meanwhile, the others, NASDAQ and the stock market, those look like they may be headed for all-time highs again. And again, the Trump economy, also important. Oil prices, $57 a barrel. That is spectacular. All right, folks, always happy to have the acting chief executive officer at the United States Agency for Global Media, our friend Kari Lake, back on the show. Kari, welcome back. We start with these No Kings protests that happened over the weekend. President Trump spoke on it from Air Force One, saying George Soros paid for it. Check it out.
Twice. Okay. I won it very big the last time, and I won it big the first time, and I won it big the second time, but we had criminals that didn't allow. I mean, I hope they're going to go into that. I hope they go into the votes which are being stored in Fulton County and take a real look at those votes, okay?
I think it's a joke. I looked at the people. They're not representative of this country. And I looked at all the brand new signs paid for, I guess it was paid for by Soros and other radical left lunatics. It looks like it was. We're checking it out. The demonstrations were very small, very ineffective, and the people were whacked out. When you look at those people, those are not representative of the people of our country.
Mr. President, besides San Francisco...
By the way, I'm not a king. I'm not a king. I work my ass off to make our country great. That's all it is. I'm not a king at all.
I think he nailed it right there. A king wouldn't work his butt off the way Donald Trump is. Your thoughts on the No Kings protest? Are they dying down? Are they going to have more of these nonsense rallies over the country?
Well, I'm just speaking on my personal capacity, and I agree with President Trump. He does work his butt off every day for the good of this country. We've seen things turn around, places where people were struggling when it came to the economy, when it came to the invasion at our border. We've seen all of this turn around really quickly because he is working hard. So he is not a king. He is just an incredible president, probably the best in our country's history. But I did actually see some of the protests because I'm living here in Washington, D.C., and I had to walk down near the mall and had to kind of walk through some of it. And it was there was nothing cool about it. It was, I agree, I think this is kind of the last generation, a lot of older people, the boomers, it's the last generation of people who actually, I think, still believe what the TV tells them. They still believe, in the news and the New York Times and 60 Minutes and all of that. They have been brainwashed so badly over the years, and they just haven't kind of woken up from that. But then I also think there's an element, and you mentioned it, and so did President Trump, where there's the rent-a-mob, the rent-a-rioter, the rent-a-protester that comes with it. And that's through some of these NGOs and other potentially Soros-funded outlets out there. You could see the organization when I was walking by. There was a tent where they were signing people up to get involved in other events and other things. So I think there could be other events like it, but it was very underwhelming compared to what we've seen in the past. Extremely underwhelming. A lot of weird people there, a lot of strange things that we saw. We saw one woman just walking nude through the crowd. I think it was a woman. I couldn't really tell. And just bizarre behavior by a lot of people. It's amazing that the typical protester is like, I would say, middle-aged white person. They're protesting Antifa and almost like they're supporting, minorities and whatnot. And it seems to be very, very liberal white Americans who are doing it. There is a website. There was a young, a video journalist who went to a bunch of these and was asking people, who they work for. And a lot of them literally had no idea. They were hired by, there's a name of a group, Go Blue or Code Blue or something like that, who are paying the bills for organized protesters. And
there's nothing inside, Kari. They're not protesting beliefs, things that they believe in. They're being paid to do this. It just has to at least sometime fizzle out unless there's an ample pool of money.
But can you even imagine, Eric? I mean, I have more respect for myself. I'm not ruled by the almighty dollar, and there's better ways to make a living than to go protest something you don't even know what you're protesting. And they give vapid answers. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're protesting. It's like, have a little self-respect. There's other ways to make a buck than going to a protest that you don't believe and you don't know anything about. But the brainwashing has been pretty hardcore for the past many decades, and it's really ramped up over the past 10 years. Anti-Trump rhetoric that has been just vile. I saw somebody with the sign saying that the President Trump was Satan and the Antichrist. I mean, when you're pushing that kind of absolute negativity and lies, that really can incite violence. And we've seen it coming primarily from the left, and they have not calmed down or cooled down at all in their rhetoric.
You're hitting on something. First of all, the vile nature of the posters that the F-bomb is all over those posters. F-bomb Trump, F-bomb ICE, and whatnot, all over it. Young kids see this stuff, but it's kind of fascinating to me to watch fascism. And they call themselves anti-fascism, Antifa, anti-fascism, and they're using fascist tactics. If you say something, you speak words. In America, you're protected by the First Amendment. But if you're speaking words that they don't agree with, now they kill you. Charlie Kirk tried to assassinate Trump twice, maybe a third time. They found something near the Palm Beach airport here. So they'll kill you for your word. That is fascism defined.
Oh, truly. I mean, it's always opposite day when you get the radicals on the far left. I think many times it hinges on communism, what we're seeing in this country. And, in the last administration, we did see elements of that where the government was getting involved, pressuring companies to take away our rights. The government knew that they couldn't take away our rights, so they would put pressure on social media companies, et cetera, to take away our First Amendment rights. And we saw this when it came to banking and many other issues as well. So it's always opposite day. Whatever they're saying, you can just they're either projecting or you can just go the opposite way as what they really mean.
Take a look at this. Trump advisor Alex Bruskowitz posted a picture of Trump dressed as a king. Alex states on this post on Instagram, it has 10.5 million views and over 6 million views on Facebook. He goes on to say the Democrats posted 14 No Kings videos on Instagram, which collectively didn't reach 2 million views. Seems like a sign that liberal Democrats are losing favor with America. I know this one just tweaks their ear. It just flicks their ear so badly. Trump as king is obviously AI generated.
And that's a really good point that Alex made. I mean, Alex is brilliant. That's a great point. And that just goes to show, and I think President Trump kind of touched on it, this movement that they say they have is minuscule. The polling is not accurate. The people are with the America First agenda, the Make America Great Again agenda. Take the politics out. Democrat, Republican, Independent, I don't care. Are you for our country improving, getting set back on the right track, heading in the right direction, a strong economy, safe borders, safe streets, the ability to find jobs and not have to compete with people here illegally, having people, deported who have come in illegally? Are you for that? And the vast majority of Americans are. That's why we're seeing those kind of numbers, people sharing that versus, what do you say, 14 different messages that went out for the No Kings people, and they got less than 2 million views. That says a lot about where the country really, really is.
Yep.
They are firmly with President Trump because he is firmly for our country.
Yeah, there's also this, we saw this, I believe it was Saturday, Sunday, that the FBI had located, they're investigating a hunting stand that was set up with a direct line of sight to Air Force One when Trump lands in Palm Beach. What do you think of that?
Oh man, I saw that and the blood just drained out of it went cold. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. It's like these people will stop at nothing. Now I know the FBI is investigating. We don't know what is really going on with that, but we need to protect the president at all costs. I don't know if Something needs to happen with the stairs that come off of Air Force One. If they need to have bulletproof glass or protection put around it. I'm very concerned because of the level of violence that we've seen from this vicious anti-Trump push that has been pushed on people who are deranged. And I'm very concerned that we make sure that we're protecting our president. It's vitally important. And I hope that the Secret Service, I'm sure they are on top of it. I know that Sean, who is the head of the Secret Service, takes this job very seriously. But the world is counting on us keeping President Trump safe. And there's a lot of sick, deranged, awful, evil people out there.
Indeed. Kari, last time you were here, you said you were having a bit of a hard time getting rid of some of the let's call it lots of the dead weight at Voice of America and others that you oversee. For some reason, a judge stopped you from firing these people who we believe you have a constitutional right to do that. Tell us where that stands.
Well, obviously, we're in the shutdown right now. That's why I'm just appearing today as Citizen Lake. But, a lot of the government has been shut down because the Democrats refused to open it up. And, so a lot of things are just kind of stalled in place right now. Even when it comes to a court happenings in court, we've got 6 cases. Everything's just kind of stuck and stalled right now. And it's unfortunate how these district court judges think that they were the duly elected president and are trying to take away the ability of the duly elected president in a massive landslide mandate to do his job and to take away his Article 2 powers. So we'll see where it goes when the government opens up, what happens. But we're working hard, and we every day keep the American taxpayer at the front of our mind, and we're fighting for the American taxpayer.
All right. Well, Kari Lake, we appreciate you, and we appreciate you doing that and keeping an eye out for the American people. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Eric.
All righty, folks, you've heard me talk about Old Glory Bank, started by my friends John Rich, Secretary Ben Carson, Larry Elder, and other conservative voices. Old Glory Bank is America's premier online banking platform and serves customers in all 50 states. Their customer service is in Durant, Oklahoma, not offshore. They have everything you need, including free accounts, free overdraft protection, early direct deposit home loans, VA loans, and business loans. Your money is your business. You can trust Old Glory Bank. I do. I'm a customer. Get this. I opened an account. It took me 5 minutes to open an account. You can open an account in minutes at oldglorybank.com/Rav. Oldglorybank.com/Rav. Join the right side of banking. I joined those folks. They are wonderful. Okay, folks, are we doing this? Do we have the edge? Do we have a minute for the edge? Very quick. Yeah, okay. Well, the edge, by the way, growing 70 times faster than the average of all new YouTube shows. Why? Because of you, folks. You're the reason. The edge is where men aren't apologetic about being men. And as for masculinity, we are masculine. I'll say we are. All masculinity is welcome, toxic or not. No snowflakes are allowed, just pure grit and perseverance. By the way, this week on The Edge, 2 arenas, 1 code. A fighter who lives for the hit, Tristan Ham. Check this guy out. Just labeling, tattooing guys. Well, he's up and coming, and by the way, undefeated heavyweight boxing champion. He'll be on. And a builder of men, a guy who turns pain into purpose, and a hugely growing business. 2 men forged by pressure, both proving what it means to live on the edge. Special week this week, 2 new episodes drop Thursday and Sunday, only on YouTube. Search Eric Bowling The Edge on YouTube, or do that right now. Just open the phone, hit it right at that QR code, open it and hit it, that little yellow line there, press it, and you will subscribe. It will never be charged for anything. It's just helping you know when new episodes are dropping. New shorts come in all the time. I want to thank you for your support, for your viewership, and I would love to thank you for your subscription as well. We'll be back after the break.